It was around 5 p.m. when I had some leftover Peruvian style chicken, this time with seasoned green beans, that Mom prepared for me by microwaving it. And then it was around 10:45 p.m. when I had the last two Texas Hots with a sparkling ice beverage. Classic lemonade flavor, I believe. I microwaved the Texas Hots for a minute and then had them downstairs in the dining room right here, the dining table. But then I ended up having most of the sparkling ice beverage upstairs after having some with those Texas Hots. Mom told me a little bit before, maybe 45 minutes prior to me doing that we had 3 Texas Hots left after she checked for me in the refrigerator. How many we had left. How many we had left, and she told me that we had 3 left. I said I wanted 2, so she had 1. These Texas Hots are individually wrapped in a kind of paper transparent packaging, and then they're somewhere between 4 and 5 of them are put into paper bags. And that's generally how it works. When it comes to the Texas Hots restaurant in Wellsville. I walked to Wegmans today to return some bottles, some container deposits from 7 to 8 p.m. After collecting the ones that were left in the kitchen area, after Mom rinsed out the ones that were in the sink, and then I went looking for containers in the garage. in particular the sides of it, because they were all outside of the car. I got back $1.20, getting back a dollar bill and 2 dimes. It was pretty sunny. And about average temperature for a summer day here in this northern American state. So I brought an icy beverage with me to keep hydrated. And yeah, that ended up being one of my deposits after I finished it while walking to Wegmans, because that is a 1 mile walk to Wegmans and then another mile back from Wegmans. So I walked 2 miles today. And all that really happened to me is that my ankles were a little sore for some time. They're better now. I also did some work on the Uncle Sam Styrofoam drawing, and I'm nearly finished with it. All I have left to do is the back of that coat tail, that upper coat, or outer coat, or whatever it's called. And then some of the suit. Those little inner flaps. That are actually probably part of the vest. And then for the tie, I plan on making it look like the Constitution. Some way, somehow. On one side of the outer flaps, which are part of the jacket, on the left side, I drew this is how I tell left from right. Forwards, L means left. Backwards, L means right. On the left side, I drew a bald eagle pin. And on the right side, I drew an American flag pin. I got the inspiration of what I wanted to do for Uncle Sam an Uncle Sam Styrofoam drawing from Adam Ruins Everything's depiction of Uncle Sam. Which I found back in the 12th of June and have kept that tab open pretty much ever since. It's a YouTube video by True TV. Adam Ruins Everything, Why the American Dream is a Myth. That's just what came to me most readily and provided me the most to work with. But that Uncle Sam character does appear in other episodes. Though I didn't follow the depiction of Uncle Sam in Adam Ruins Everything, I didn't follow that depiction exactly in doing an Uncle Sam Styrofoam drawing because I made a rule that I am to try to avoid instances where red touches blue. Instances of blue touching white represent the stars, while instances of red touching white represents the stripes, generally speaking. These are the egg bites that Mom and I got from Wegmans the other day. This is the pork sausage and cheese variety that Mom picked out. These are pretty convenient. You only have to microwave them. And this, which is some of its original packaging, for 90 seconds. Which I do by pressing the 1 button on the microwave's number pad after pressing the time button, and then I push the add 30 seconds button that you see on the bottom of the panel on some microwaves. I'm also currently level 45 on Internal Fury. I spent some time today farming more tomato plants. I tried planting pumpkins since that seems to be the longest term normal crop available to me. pumpkins ripen in 2.5 hours, while the tomatoes ripen in 2 hours, to try to avoid crops wilting while I sleep. But most of them still ended up wilting. I only got to harvest one of the pumpkin plants. And when I woke up today, around 1:30 p.m., I think I went to bed sometime around 5:30 in the morning. I've also been replaying the main campaign battles or encounters, whatever they're called, so I can complete the chapters on the highest difficulties I can. As many chapters as I can on the various difficulties, so that I can get as many pre-draw hero cards and shards and other hero-related stuff like hero summoning packs and experience scrolls and enchantment inodes as I possibly can, so that when I claim it all, it'll be as big of a reward as possible. Though I think I've gotten as far with that plan as I possibly have, considering I'm currently on level 45 in Eternal Fury. And if you don't meet the chapters, the encounters minimum level requirement, the game doesn't let you even attempt it. As for the nightmare difficulty, it does go on after the second chapter, but after that point, you don't get any more pre-draws from doing that, from completing chapters on a nightmare difficulty. Also, during my walk to and back from Wegmans, I also did what I usually do and picked up some litter while walking. For the trip to Wegmans, I put the litter in the mixed recyclables / garbage receptacle that's right before the main store entrance. Basically right before, it's right outside, right before the area where those container deposit machines are. those machines where you just have to put the containers in and they're automatically rolled into the machine's best ability. As for that mixed receptacle, mixed garbage recyclables receptacle, you're supposed to apply pressure to a metal flap with one of your feet, and that opens up the receptacle's lid. I had some difficulty at first because someone put a plastic bag that was partially full into the receptacle's lid. It was something small, the size of one of Wegmans' former plastic bags. But I did manage to get through it, managed to get it down into the receptacle, and I then put in the litter I picked up on the way to Wegmans, which wasn't as much as the litter I picked up on the way back from Wegmans, of which I generally just put that stuff into the green garbage can that we have just outside of our house on our driveway. Just outside of the garage. And it seems to stick to the paper tray to an extent.